હવે ડૉક્ટર જિજ્ઞેશભાઈની વિનંતી કરીશ કે તેઓ આભાર વિધિ રજૂ કરશે.
સ્વામીજી, મંચ પર વિરાજમાન જીએસબી પ્રેસિડેન્ટ અતુલભાઈ, સેક્રેટરી જીતુભાઈ, એએમએ પ્રેસિડેન્ટ વિજયભાઈ અને બીજા ડૉક્ટર મિત્રો, સૌપ્રથમ સ્વામીજીનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર માનીશ કે એમનો કિંમતી સમય આપીને આપણને જે એમને જ્ઞાન આપ્યું. ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર સ્વામીજી. સૌથી પહેલા એક લીવેરનું આ ત્રીજું ફંક્શન છે. પહેલી વાર હું જોડાયો છું. અમે જ્યારે વચ્ચે ડિસ્કસ કર્યું કે લીવેલ માટે આગળ જઈએ અને મેં એક સજેશન કર્યું કે આપણે ફાઇનાન્સ એડ કરીએ અને એક યુનિક કોમ્બિનેશન છે. આજે લીવેલ ક્લિનિક છે એ પેઇન ક્લિનિક છે. હિતેશભાઈના ક્લિનિકમાં પેશન્ટ દાખલ થાય, હિતેશભાઈ ફોન કરે કે પેલા રૂમમાં પેશન્ટને કેવું છે, સ્ટાફ કે સાહેબ પેઇન ઓછું થયું છે. હિતેશભાઈ સંતોષ થાય કે ના બરોબર છે. અને જીગીસા નર્સિંગ હોમ જોડાયું. અમારા હોસ્પિટલમાં પેશન્ટ દાખલ થાય, અમે પૂછીએ પેલા પેશન્ટને કેવું છે, સાહેબ દુખાવો નથી, એટલે ઇન્જેક્શન નાખો વધારો દુખાવો. એકદમ ઓપોઝિટ માણસો ભેગા થયા છે. પણ હવે નવું આવ્યું છે પેઇનલેસ ડિલિવરી. અને આજની જે આ કોન્ફરન્સ છે ને, આ પેઇનલેસ ડિલિવરી જેવું છે કે પેઇને નથી અને એન્જોયમેન્ટ પણ છે. અને સ્વામીજીએ જે કીધું ને કે જે બીજાના સુખમાં સુખ જોવે એ માણસ સુખી થાય. અને હું રજનેશભાઈને અને હિતેશભાઈને ખાસ કોમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરીશ કે એ લોકો 3 વર્ષથી આ જ કરી રહ્યા છે. બીજાને આનંદ આપીને એ લોકો આનંદ થઈ રહ્યા છે. એટલે ખાસ એમને પણ આના માટે કોમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ રહે છે. નાવ આજના જે ફંક્શન માટે આપણને જે લોકોએ સહયોગ કર્યો એ બધાનો હું ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર માનીશ. Sun Pharma and Sun Pharma Laboratories, we are thankful to Association of Physicians of India, Gujarat State Family Physician Association and AFPA, and we are also thankful to the staff of Ahmedabad Medical Management Association. We are also thankful to the Koteswar Swaminarayan Gurukul, Ahmedabad Police, and all the association associated. And most importantly, we are thankful to you, all the delegates who are overwhelmingly supported this conference. Thank you very much.
અને આ સાથે આપણે ઇનોગ્રેશન ફંક્શન પૂરું કરીએ છીએ અને હવે પછીનો કાર્યક્રમ આગળ ચલાવીએ છીએ.
No financial terms, broadly simple. આપણે પ્રિન્સિપલ્સ ઉપર જ વાત કરશું. So let me start with what do you understand by the term group practice? Well, group practice is just a phrase. It applies to every profession, but now as we are discussing about doctors, let us see that it's essentially in the nature of a partnership. કે આપણે બે વસ્તુ પાર્ટનર કરીએ એટલે આપણે એને ગ્રુપ પ્રેક્ટિસ કહેતા હોઈએ છીએ. Now technically if we say group practice would be like between 2 or more people who belong or are connected to the medical profession. So for a doctor's group practice, it's essentially doctors. Not necessary કે doctors જ group practice કરી શકે. ડોક્ટર્સ જોડે ઇન્વેસ્ટર્સ હોય છે, પછી ઇન્વેસ્ટર્સના સાથે સાથે તમારા મેડિકલ ફ્રેટર્નિટીના પાર્ટનર્સ હોય છે, ફાર્માસિસ્ટ, પેથોલોજિસ્ટ, રેડિયોલોજિસ્ટ, વોટ નોટ. એવરીવન ડુ પાર્ટનર એન્ડ જોઈન ઇન અ કોલેબોરેટિવ સિચ્યુએશન કે આપણે એક મોટું વેન્ચર ઊભું કરીએ. One needs group practice for a variety of reasons. આપણે પહેલાના સેમિનારમાં જોયું કે વર્ક લાઈફ બેલેન્સ અચીવ કઈ રીતે કરાય. One of the major part would be that you start a group practice. કારણ કે એકલા હાથે તમે એટલું બધું કામ નહીં કરી શકો જેટલું તમારે કરવાનું છે એકચ્યુઅલી. સો વર્ક લાઈફ બેલેન્સ અચીવ કરવા માટે બી તમારે ગ્રુપ પ્રેક્ટિસ એક બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ વસ્તુ થઈ જાય છે. Not doing the things of practice that one dislikes. We have come across situations where doctors come to us and tell that I don't like administration. મને સ્ટાફિંગ નથી ગમતું કે ભાઈ મારો ત્યાં નર્સિંગ સ્ટાફ બહુ ચેન્જ થતો રહે છે. I have to manage all this. I don't like this. Third is someone says કે મને માર્કેટિંગ નથી ગમતું. I am tired of going to places. મને નવા લોકોને મળવું નથી ગમતું, આઈ એમ હેપી ઇન માય સ્મોલ વર્લ્ડ. On the other side, we have complementary people. Same profession, same speciality, but they say કે મને આવું બધું ગમે છે. So what happens is that these two complementary gentlemen or ladies can come together and start up a venture where one takes care of the weaknesses of the other. એટલે તમારા strengths અને બીજાના weaknesses you both put together and then you start a joint venture. And that is how you start the group practice. Third is synergic effects of sharing costs. અત્યારે એવું હોય છે કે we can, like just a practical example, one of the doctors had told me that right now અમારે જે receptionist હોય છે, so we can pay maximum 8 to 10,000. એટલે કોઈ કોલ કરે તો એ શું કહે કે હા બોલો કોનું કામ છે. On the other side, if we were 2 or 3 doctors together and we could hire one receptionist paying something around 15,000, so she'll or he'll basically pick up the call and tell that, okay, welcome to so-and-so hospital and what work you have. So that's the level of quality that you people can deliver by joining hands. એને આપણે આપણી accounting or technical language માં it's called synergy. That's the effects of synergy, that people join together and they have those benefits. Creation of a brand or institution. So when you join together, there's that possibility. Delivering better care to patients. Let's take a practical case. તમે 3-4 જગ્યાએ visit કરતા હો. Like you are in the morning 10 to 1 at some hospital, 1 to 2 is your lunch, 2 to 5 at other hospital, and 5 onwards you have your OPD. So what happens at the patients that are admitted at hospital 1? Noon ke evening માં એમને કોઈ patient care ની જરૂર પડે, so it's only the medical officers stationed at that hospital that take care of that patient. Now this is very key, like this is an important aspect. That level of care that a medical officer can give is not the same that the level of care that આપણે doctor તરીકે આપીએ, a senior doctor. So if you 2 or 3 senior doctors partner and you take rounds, or basically then you can have an institution. તમારે કોઈને ત્યાં તમારા patients admit નહીં કરવા પડે. You can get your patients into the same institution where all of you are practicing. 10 થી 1 ડોક્ટર એ ધ્યાન રાખશે, 1 થી 4-5 ડોક્ટર B, and 5 onwards it would be Dr. C. You all actually right now what you would be doing is attending to 10 patients. તમે એ જ ટાઈમમાં actually 30 patient attend કરી શકતા હો છો, because the requirement is not that long કે ભાઈ પેશન્ટના ફોલોઅપમાં. But single-handedly એ કરવું is a bit difficult task. So that can be achieved by way of doing in a group practice. Second is need of sabbatical for updating knowledge. कि भाई 45-50 years you are a surgeon and you want to learn robotics, or you want to learn something new, and for that you have around 3 to 6 month fellowship programs. So if you are practicing individually, it's impossible to imagine to go to such places. Like તમે જશો તો તમારા patients નું કોણ જોશે? Because the patients are always going to come, તમારા જ follow-up appointments હોય. So in your absence, your group member can take care of those patients and can cater to their needs. તમારા brandની image તો ત્યાંની ત્યાં જ રહે. You can learn new things, come back and implement them to further strengthen your brand. So learning basics. So what if I said that all of you are in a group practice right now in one or the other way? It's not a hidden fact that we always partner with pharmacy or pathology, and we have a term called cut. જે આપણે વાત થઈ કે ભાઈ કમિશન માટે ઇન્સ્યોરન્સ એજન્ટ કામ કરતા હોય છે. Not necessarily, I am not pressing that this is prevalent universally, but yes, at least in Ahmedabad we are aware that this practice is there. So whatever partnership you have with the pathology or the pharmacy, this also is essentially a group practice. તમે 100 નું પેશન્ટ આપીને 10 તમને આપી દેશો, it's essentially very largely a group practice kind of a partnership. So how do these actual group practices work? કે ભાઈ આપણે એને distinctly કહીએ કે ભાઈ this is a dedicated group practice. Legal structures માં two people can agree even verbally કે ભાઈ okay, let us join hands and start a group practice. But not necessarily કે આ રીતે જ કરવું જોઈએ. So having said that, we do not recommend an oral partnership or a oral group practice. કે ભાઈ આપણે નક્કી કર્યું કે આપણે જે બી થશે બધું equally વહેંચી લઈશું. What are the available legal structures? So one is a simple partnership form. A simple partnership form in India is governed under the Indian Partnership Act of 1932. And it can be in a written form કે તમારી પાર્ટનરશિપની ડીડ બને જેને આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં પેઢી કહીએ છીએ અને એ વસ્તુ પછી આપણે ચાલુ રાખીએ. What is the distinction between a partnership and a limited liability partnership? બે વસ્તુ મેજર છે. One is the liability of the partners. So in the event of a simple partnership, the liability of partners is unlimited, meaning thereby that if you are a partner in a partnership and you go bad, कि तुम्हारे loan बाकी होए, so your personal assets can also be attached and it's used to repay the loan of the bank or any outstanding borrowing. Whereas in the case of an LLP, that is restricted. Okay, whatever is the capital contribution in the LLP is the limited liability of the partnership. So that's the key distinction. Other major distinction is that a simple partnership cannot hold assets in its own name. કે આપણે immovable property લેવી છે, so a simple partnership will not be able to hold that in its own name. It will be held by the partners in their individual names and then it's used by the partnership. Whereas in an LLP, these assets can be held by the LLP in its own name. That is, it has a separate legal existence. કે ભાઈ કોઈ જમીન લીધી and દસ્તાવેજ LLP ના નામે થઈ શકે છે, જ્યારે પાર્ટનરશિપમાં એ શક્ય નથી. Third is a company. It's generally used as an umbrella for group practice because that company has a lot more use, a lot more. શું કહેવાય કે it is a multifaceted organization. It does not just cater to the group practice. It's only an umbrella for group practice. It's used as an institution. Next is an AOP. We are not discussing it in much detail because it's not that tax friendly or legal friendly. Fourth is how to choose. Like so many structures are available, right? But what suits best is totally subjective. Like it can be something for a group of physicians, it can be something for a group of surgeons, it can be something different for those who are only practicing at corporate hospitals, it can be something different for those who are practicing individually at clinics. So it is totally subjective, but the choice should be based on your objectives. Like what are we looking at? Are we looking at creating an organization, an institution? Or are we looking at a simple partnership only to share some revenues that we earn? So these are the primary considerations you should have before deciding on a legal structure. I have just highlighted some key considerations is manner of adding new partners. Like you have succession planning. The same is in for the business. If you are in a group practice, then how do your children accommodate inside it? It may be that one doctor's child is becoming a doctor, whereas the other partners is not. So how do you adjust these situations? Cost of maintenance. That is, if your turnover is not exceeding 1 crore even after joining, you are continuing your individual practices and then this is a separate thing and you're not merging everything. So at that time the cost of maintenance is important. Objective of holding property, whether you want to hold the property in the company or the LLP's name, or you are happy that you individually hold the property and the LLP or the company uses it. Fourth is exit. How important is an exit to me? What if the next generation doesn't want to come in? What if I am not comfortable after 3 or 4 years of partnership? What if the partnership has grown after 2 હતા ને 3 4 થઈ ગયા and the third and the fourth is not very friendly to me? Then what about that? Things to understand. One important thing that you all need to understand is that once you are in a group practice, you are no longer one person. You yourself are split into left and right. Left is you as an owner, right is you as a professional. So you have to have that clear distinction in mind કે આપણે હવે એક માણસ નથી, આપણે અહીંયા કામ પણ કરીએ છીએ અને આપણે જ અહીંના માલિક છે. But that distinction should be there. Now let us understand with the case of a corporate hospital. Corporate hospital માં income થઈ 100 રૂપિયા એટલે કે ભાઈ patient નો knee replacement નો package હતો CTKR whatever it is 1,50,000 is the package. Out of that 100 rupees that is collected from the patient, the hospital, that is corporate hospital, would pay 30 rupees to the professional as his performing fees. એટલે કે આપણી surgeon fee જે આપણે બિલના બ્રેકઅપમાં કહીએ 30 rupees is the surgeon fee. What is the other expenses? Includes joint expenses, pharma, patho, all those PRP expenses. Those all put together come to 70 rupees. So what is the hospital left with is 30 rupees. But if I take an example of a practicing surgeon who only caters to a corporate hospital, he does not have ownership interest. Visiting surgeon તરીકે હોસ્પિટલમાં જાય છે. So that particular person is here. He only earns 30 rupees out of the 100 collected from the patient. The profit of 30 that is below is belonging to the hospital. The performing doctor does not have any say in it. So this is what is standard right now. What if you yourself create an institution, everything remains the same, you collect 100 from the patient, your expenses are 70, out of which 30 come to you as a professional. So you have bifurcated yourself into a professional separately. You get 30 rupees for that. Whatever 30 remains at the end as profit. A 30 માં બી તમારો ભાગ છે because you are also the owners. જે તમે બહાર corporate hospital ને આપી દો છો, that you can keep it to yourself. That 30 can also be earned by you. So this is the magic of group practice. It takes a pain, it takes a lot of pain. તમારું જે professional નું 30 છે 20 બી થઈ શકે, but in the long run your profits would go up from 30 to 40 because you yourself are the owners. અને એ પછી તમને long run માં there's how your financial growth happens. So this bifurcation, this segregation is all that it really matters when you want to split yourself. એટલે this segregation is important. You as a professional, you as a owner. If these two concepts are clear in your mind, then your group practice is bound to succeed. Now, let me give you a very brief example, a very simple example in your terms. Who's the driver? Like if you take the case of a car, right? Who drives it? Clear distinction in mind. કે આપણે હવે એક માણસ નથી, આપણે અહીંયા કામ પણ કરીએ છીએ અને આપણે જ અહીંના માલિક છે. But that distinction should be there. Now let us understand with the case of a corporate hospital. Corporate hospital માં income થઈ 100 રૂપિયા એટલે કે ભાઈ patient નો knee replacement નો package હતો CTKR whatever it is 1,50,000 is the package. Out of that 100 rupees that is collected from the patient, the hospital, that is corporate hospital, would pay 30 rupees to the professional as his performing fees. એટલે કે આપણી surgeon fee જે આપણે બિલના બ્રેકઅપમાં કહીએ 30 rupees is the surgeon fee. What is the other expenses? Includes joint expenses, pharma, patho, all those PRP expenses. Those all put together come to 70 rupees. So what is the hospital left with is 30 rupees. But if I take an example of a practicing surgeon who only caters to a corporate hospital, he does not have ownership interest. Visiting surgeon તરીકે હોસ્પિટલમાં જાય છે. So that particular person is here. He only earns 30 rupees out of the 100 collected from the patient. The profit of 30 that is below is belonging to the hospital. The performing doctor does not have any say in it. So this is what is standard right now. What if you yourself create an institution, everything remains the same, you collect 100 from the patient, your expenses are 70, out of which 30 come to you as a professional. So you have bifurcated yourself into a professional separately. You get 30 rupees for that. Whatever 30 remains at the end as profit. A 30 માં બી તમારો ભાગ છે because you are also the owners. જે તમે બહાર corporate hospital ને આપી દો છો, that you can keep it to yourself. That 30 can also be earned by you. So this is the magic of group practice. It takes a pain, it takes a lot of pain. તમારું જે professional નું 30 છે 20 બી થઈ શકે, but in the long run your profits would go up from 30 to 40 because you yourself are the owners. અને એ પછી તમને લોંગ રનમાં there's how your financial growth happens. So this bifurcation, this segregation is all that it really matters when you want to split yourself. Like, this segregation is important. You as a professional, you as a owner. If these two concepts are clear in your mind, then your group practice is bound to succeed. Now, let me give you a very brief example, a very simple example in your terms. Who's the driver? Like, if you take the case of a car, right? Who drives it? Right? And thank you for the patient hearing. I tried to wrap it up in 15 minutes.
Thank you. Now I call upon Dr. Krishnakant Patel to present a memento to Mr. Dipam Patel.